Thanks for checking out the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to see me play your deck, hang out with me in the amazing BoshNRoll community in Discord, access to my lists and sideboard guides before tournaments, book an individual coaching session, or just generally want to support what's going on here, check out the Patreon and YouTube membership options. For the finest Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, use code BoshNRoll for 10% off your order at coalesceapparel.shop. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. If you want to play what I'm playing, use my affiliate link to support the channel while you shop for cards at tcgplayer.com and play any deck anytime on Magic Online with a cardhoarder.com loan account. Thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today, I'm playing Legacy at the request of Patreon subscriber Chaznat, and I have quite the brew submitted by him. This deck kind of is built around a single card, which is Manamorphose, which is the type of card that has inspired a lot of decks before. It's been an integral part of a lot of important decks throughout Magic's history. It's a really unique card in that it provides value to you at basically no cost other than the initial investment, which you get back when the card resolves. And there's lots of ways to abuse and break this. Basically, the founding theory here is you could cast Doomsday and make the pile 4 Manamorphoses and a Thassa's Oracle, and you just Morphose into Morphose into Morphose into Morphose into blue off the last one and cast the Thassa's Oracle. But why would you do that when you could be a normal blue Doomsday deck that can already get through the Doomsday pile in a way that's less weird? And that's where we turn into this Spellslinger Rakdos deck. Dragon's Rage Channeler likes when you cast non-creature spells, including Manamorphose. Young Pyromancer likes when you cast instants and sorceries. Electrostatic Infantry, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Electrostatic Infantry. There's just a bunch of things that gain value when you cast non-creature spells or instants and sorceries. And then there's a bunch of instants and sorceries that provide value. And this is tucked into kind of a Pox-esque stompy shell. And I guess Pox isn't really the right thing to say, but it does have the Dark Ritual Thoughtseize Hymn to Turok start. It has the Dark Ritual Dothy Voidwalker Thoughtseize start. There are angles of this deck that play like Black Stompy or Pox. Then there's angles of this deck that play like Burn. And then you're also just a Doomsday deck. All of this mostly tied together by Manamorphose, like I said. Things that I changed about this deck when I got it is I added Volcanic Island. The only blue sources in the deck when it was given to me were Cavern of Souls and the Manamorphoses themselves. I don't want to be all in on Manamorphose in a way quite in that style. So I added a single blue source that you could put in a Doomsday pile if you do end up in like a slow pile, or if your Cavern gets wastelanded earlier in the game or something. I don't know. But there is at least the possibility to turn 1 Dark Ritual Doomsday and make a pile that can actually cast Thassa's Oracle if you include Volcanic Island. So I did that. There was also a Chrome Mox that I just turned into another basic swamp. We have Blood Moon in the sideboard and black spells in the deck. I know we have Manamorphose to smooth it, but you won't always have a Manamorphose. And I want to be able to cast my spells under my own Blood Moon. Also, just the generic land count of this deck. This looks like a Tempo Delver deck on the surface, but it's missing a really important thing that facilitates those low land counts, which is Ponder and Brainstorm. We do have Dragon's Rage Channeler, which provides selection. We have Mishra's Baubles that provides some velocity, Manamorphose cantrips, but we are not a Ponder deck, and we need to respect that fact. I'm actually a little worried about the mana, because Cavern of Souls is not super functional as a mana source in the deck. Electrostatic Infantry is a wizard, and so is Thassa's Oracle. You get a little overlap there. Dragon's Rage Channeler and Young Pyromancer are both shamans. They're also both humans. Dothy Voidwalker and Sheoldred are off on their own universes with no overlapping creature types. We're really betting that these games can be played on 1 or 2 lands for a while until we find the next one and get the cantrip train going. But that's kind of what we signed up for when we register Rakdos Spellslinger. And the last thing that I changed about the deck, which I just mentioned in passing, Sheoldred. The deck was totally low to the ground, and I was just really worried that there was nothing beefy at the top end. Like if Doomsday comboing isn't on the table and your opponent just plays a larger creature than you have, there's not really many ways to push through. And Childred is just the type of beefcake that can win a game on its own or completely change the texture of a game. The life gain is relevant if you need time to figure out what you're doing, because there's no card removal in the main deck. There's 4 lightning bolts, but if that doesn't get the job done, that creature's just sticking around. Childred can tangle with the best of them. This deck's not really trying to be here for a long time. It's here for a good time. But I think Childred, especially with the Dark Rituals, there's a chance that she actually arrives in a time where it's relevant. The sideboard is just blue and red spells you'd expect, a bunch of Pyroblast, Blood Moon Fury, Fatal Push, some Artifact hate, some Creature hate, and some Graveyard hate. And that's what we got here. Last week, I upped the number of O5s on the channel from 1 lifetime to 3 lifetime, just tripled my lifetime O5s in 1 week, and I'm going to try really hard not to do it again. I can see games in my mind where we just steamroll opponents who don't know what's going on, and I can see games in my mind where we're a legacy deck without cantrips or any functional blue cards. I'm a little worried, I'm not going to lie, but I've done what I can to tune this deck up, and let's try it in the form that it's currently in. Kaznat, this is your Spellslinger Rakdos Doomsday. We're on the play in round 1 with a hand that I think you're priced into keeping. I'm in. I'm going to go Polluted Delta, Mishra's Bauble, pass, and I'm not going to crack Bauble because I basically don't have any instants in my deck. Once I know what they're playing, I'm going to use Bauble as a build your own scry with the fetch land to see if I want the card. I also just realized I was recording with the wrong setup, so the screen just changed shapes, and I hope that's better for everyone. My bad. It was still calibrated to my tournament report that I recorded yesterday, and not to Moto gameplay. Okay, it looks like we have the air quotes mirror match. This is looking like Delver all day here. Let's see if Electrostatic Infantry can hang with Murktide Regent. They did not shuffle their Ponder. Bauble myself a second infantry. I actually want that. I don't think I want another infantry, but also, you know, I'm going to keep it because I don't want to lose my entire game to a single lightning bolt or daze here. And more threats, more the merrier. Oh my god. Well, we are testing the theory here. Manamorphose is the card that this whole deck is built around, and I have 3 of them in my opening hand on the play. Getting bobbled in response to infantry. They're probably getting as much information as they can to decide if they're going to daze this. I'd prefer daze to lightning bolt. At least we got a land out of play if that happens. Got a Delver. Do we have a lightning bolt to go with it? Double Delver. Okay. So you're saying there's a chance. If I can grow this thing out of bolt range before they have bolt, sick. I'm going to Thoughtseize first. Or do I want to Manamorphose first? I'll lead on Thoughtseize and see how things look. Force of Will pitching Daze. Deal. Let's see if they have another Daze. I'm just going in here. Trigger resolved. My infantry is out of range now. Oh, there's him to Turok. Let's Manamorphose into that. I'm just going to keep morphosing. Oh, Dark Ritual. By Dark Ritual, that gets me 4 mana, and then I can Electrostatic Infantry. Easy. Okay. Dark Ritual. Alright, this is kind of a thrill. And I'm going to Infantry. Unfortunately, I don't have a red in the pool to Manamorphose one more time, but I'll save that to pump the second Infantry. Then him to Turok my opponent. Him to Turok pitching Brainstorm. Okay. I got 2 cards anyway, but if they're protecting a Murktide Regent, we could still be in trouble. In for 6. They do have the potential to be larger than Murktide Regent. It would only arrive as 5/5. Please don't flip. Please don't flip. Oh, they saved a Brainstorm. Well, they're likely to flip their Delvers, but they're not Murktiding me this turn. Race is on. That was an exciting turn. I get the appeal of this deck. They found a Lightning Bolt for my second entry. Disappointing. But I do still have a 7 power Trampler. It'll be 7 power by the time it matters. If they don't bolt right now, yeah, they better. Okay. I am winning this race as it currently stands. Okay, Lightning Bolt is lethal here. Too easy, oh my god. You know what 7 + 3 is? Yeah, get wrecked, Delver. Who's the Delver deck now? Now we just have to win 2 more games after sideboard. I think Fatal Push and Pyroblast are both good. I don't want to get too reactive, but I also... Their creatures are better than mine. I don't think I want to go all the way into Fury. Blood Moon has potential. I normally don't like Blood Mooning Delver. I promise I'm not going to do this every round, but I think that Doomsday should get boarded out because Doomsday is bad against Delver. Just heads up, as even as like dedicated Doomsday with the ability to fight Delver, that's a tough matchup. And I think we want to just lean into being whatever this is. Meet them kind of where they are and try to get under them. I do have Graveyard Hate in my deck and Voidwalker, which is good against half their deck. Sheoldred is the card that Doomsday brings in to even out the Delver matchup, and that's already in here. Yeah, I like where this is going. I think Overmaster gets a lot worse when you're not trying to resolve one big spell. Dark Ritual is still fine, though I might not need 4 of them. If I don't play all 4, I guess I'd be bringing in Blood Moon over 1 Dark Ritual. Well, Blood Moon doesn't impact the board in a way that I'm interested in. Yeah, I think I'll just add these 6 spot removal spells and cut my clunky combo and go in like this. Works for me. Immediately betrayed by the Cavern of Souls. This is what I was worried about. Bummer. Got a mulligan this hand that I would keep otherwise. Alright. Yeah, we keep these. I'm going to send one of the Badlands to the bottom. This is a turn 3 protected Sheoldred, where I could just ram it on turn 2. I could also test the interaction with Pyroblast on Delver. See what they want to say about that. Just drew Polluted Delta. Does that matter? That can fetch everything that Badlands can. Yeah, there's no basic island or basic mountain. I'll still lead on Bloodstained Mire. Just because it just doesn't matter. I think I have 4 of each in the deck, too. Yep, not even playing around Pithing Needle or anything. Delver did not flip. I'd like to save this Pyroblast for a Murktide Regent or for a Force of Will. I don't really want to just pick off Delver. Sheoldred can undo a lot of damage. You give her time to cook. Ponder did not shuffle. Delver's in for 1. The 2 basic lands in the deck, the swamp that I added is actually doing work here because now I can hit this land drop, fetch another basic swamp, and then protect myself with Pyroblast next turn, and at no point am I exposed to Wasteland. Wow, they kept the Ponder and Delver still didn't flip. I don't like that. I don't like that we drew Blood Crypt last turn either. I'd play a low land count, and we have so many. I'm not going to blast this EI. I'm all in on protecting Sheoldred. They revealed Brainstorm and Steam Vents from hand. Okay. A little awkward, but it's still full value EI. Undisputable. They would need Force of Will and Daze in their hand, or double Force of Will to stop Sheoldred from coming into play this turn. With 6 cards in hand, it could totally happen. Not saying it's impossible, just that's what they need. I am going to fetch just to get my little thinning here. I could also just get Badlands right now. If I was going to do that, I should have fetched the other Blood Crypt in the end step. Or whatever, I have another fetch land. Let's lean in. There's not a Wasteland in play right now. Okay. I can try to do something weird, like Manamorphose first. I think I actually do want to do that. That lets me draw a card and see where that goes. Oh, but if I... Never mind. If I save the Manamorphose, then I can gain extra life with Sheoldred. No, it's better to wait. Here she is. Resolves, resolves, resolves. Let it in. They have double Daze. That's annoying. Okay. And sets them back 2 lands, but my Pyroblast didn't find a home. Well, my Pyroblast is likely to find a home in Murktide Regent any second here. Dragon's Rage Channeler. Can't kill that one. Gothy Voidwalker. Don't hate this. Might be a little late to the party, but I'm not mad about it. I think I want to Manamorphose into it. And at this point, I'm fully exposed to Wasteland. Might as well just get good mana with Badlands. Make black, black. And then I'll cast my Voidwalker. I'm behind on the race and basically every meaningful measure here. I bobble them immediately. Now there are instants in my deck, unlike the game one. Oh, good. Wasteland. Nope. I have to save Pyroblast for Murktide Region. It's just too good. If they get a trigger, they could just clear the Wasteland because I have so much mana, it doesn't matter. I hope they keep it because they don't care about it. Did, in fact, exile it. Okay. Get a draw for Bobble. Daddy needs a Fatal Push. Oh, and Daddy gets paid. I think I still want to kill Delver here. I know that DRC is red, but it's also... I guess killing Delver makes it a 3-3. Yeah. That was not a good play. But if they Murktide, this gets smaller. Counterbalance, what the shit? That card is not remotely beatable. The Murktide region's going to get to resolve because this is required. Now what do I need to even do? This is where you would want to pivot onto Doomsday, but it's not in the deck. I need Children. That's the answer. Okay, let's start morphosing. That's pretty bad. I think we've lost this one, team. And we know there's an expressive iteration still chilling in their hand. They revealed it to Delver a million years ago. They're not out of gas, not even close. I am hanging out here with 5 lands in play and Dark Ritual in my hand. Maybe Fury should be in the deck. I didn't think in my 18 land deck, where 8 of them are fetch lands, we would have 5 mana in play, but here we are. And here's an EI. We've seen Counterbalance and Unholy Heat. They are kind of the bigger Delver deck. Unholy Heat means they even have clean answers to Childred in the main, or in whatever configuration they're in right now. It might not be in the main deck. They have it currently. Grab Volcanic Island in the end step. I thought we were going to get Mystic Sanctuary. Yeah, that makes more sense. Just getting bolted. This game is not winnable. We can go to the next one. I don't need them to show me one more point. I believe they have it somewhere. I do think I want the Furies. You over a Dark Ritual, and I think all the creatures are required. I think Bobble is only fine. Okay, I'm going to run it like this. You could make an argument that I should also have Plague Engineer in and just be as possible on things that could interact with a creature. I don't know that I agree with that assessment, though. I'm keeping this hand. We've got Young P, multiple Pyroblasts. Pyroblast, one of the best cards in the matchup. Luda Delta, Mishra's Bobble. I'm going to wait to Bobble. I already have the only instant that I would want. No reason to crack it now. Want to see what they do. Just to ponder. I'm not going to Pyroblast that. We save these for things that are going to kill me. Like Counterbalance and Murktide Regent. Did not shuffle Ponder. There's a Pyroblast on top of my deck. I actually don't want 3 of those, even though it is one of the best cards. I'm going to work on my Blood Crypts now while they're free to get into play. Dark Ritual, huh? Fortunately, it doesn't help cast Young Pyromancer. It can push it through days, but it doesn't help me with the Pyroblast situation. Yeah, I think I just want to pass with Pyroblast up and get value off Young Pyromancer the turn I cast it. If I cast Young P and they just immediately bolt it, that's going to feel pretty bad. So does this Wasteland, for the record. Float red. Not cracking my fetch. Just saving that. Might need it later. Alright, the lands are still coming. We're good. We got a plan here. There's always a little bit of tension in low resource Wasteland matchups. Because it's like, I don't need much to function, but I also have a low land count. If Wasteland actually just takes me off casting spells forever, we're going to lose. I'm going to counter this Counterbalance. Not on my watch. I'm going to fetch the other Blood Crypt in the end step. It's Pyromancer time. I'm going to use my fetch land. I'm not holding on to it for anything. There's one Mishra's Bauble in the deck that could get value off of that. I don't care about it that much. Young Peasy's in. Let's see if they just easily Lightning Bolt it, or if we have some sort of interesting exchange over it. Okay. Now I have a target for Lightning Bolt. You are Hydroblasting. It's weird they could have Wastelanded, moved into second main, and just done this with full safety. I could Pyroblast Hydroblast, or I could Lightning Bolt Dragon's Rage Channeler. I think having Young Pyromancer in play is going to be worth it, even though this is another answer to Murktide Regent removed. And if one of these things gets dazed, I prefer it to be Pyroblast than Lightning Bolt. Okay. We're cooking, team. Childred. Children off the top. Oh my god! Call the police. I'm out of control. Okay. Dark Ritual. Eldred. And they didn't daze last turn. I don't think they have daze. I'm just going to Lightning Bolt right now. Give them the business. Didn't think so. Oh my god. Gotta shout out the name of the card you want to draw. If I've taught you nothing else, remember these lessons. Okay, all in. Looking pretty good here. Aggressive Iteration. Please don't find land Unholy Heat. Even if you do, you're still taking 5 from Young P. So I'd much rather just run amok with Sheoldred than have to figure this out in the scrappy Young PZ zone. Found a Lightning Bolt. That doesn't kill. Bug Mother. My god, they just passed the turn. They got nothing. Are they dead? Taking 9, 10, 11. They take 2 in their draw step. If they ever cantrip, they lose. I gain 2 life. Starting to get out of reach here. The combat. And the team. There's no Brainstorm in my deck. I'm not bluffing anything. I'm just going to play my land and then fetch to thin out. Okay, opponent's at 3. You have to beat this whole board without drawing any cards. They can draw 1 card. We know they don't have a land in their hand because they missed their land drop last turn. Aggressive Iteration. They're going to keep digging. They need land Unholy Heat just to beat Sheoldred, and I can't think of any card that they would have that can stabilize this whole board from 1 mana. And neither can they. Undefeated against the best deck in the format with Rakdos Spellslinger Doomsday. Count it. Let's go. 05 dodged. This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and every other format you'll see on this channel. They have multiple customizations so you can view your deck how you want. Text view, stacks, grid, custom grouping by type, subtype, color, light mode, dark mode. However you want to see your deck, they can provide it for you. My favorite feature is you can choose your set printing, make the deck look exactly how you want it to. The deck screen features expandable sections that show you what tokens your deck makes, your recent change history to the deck, stats about mana curve and opening hand distribution, mana cost distribution. You can deal out sample hands and even play test the deck. Island Ponder. You know I'm keeping this one. This site has everything. Follow me on Moxfield.com to keep up with decks I'm playing for the channel and what I'm up to in paper. I'll see you there. I'm on the draw for round 2 with the Doomsday hand. I'm going to keep this. Just Thoughtseize. If I find a mana source along the way, I can Doomsday, and I have the Manamorphose to start the draw chain. And if they show me something different, I've got Sheoldred instead. Or we're just dead to Oops all spells. Unmask targeting me. I guess that's that. Look at Thoughtseize. Do they have the full turn 1? I imagine so. This deck doesn't really mulligan. Or doesn't really keep hands that don't win the game. Truly tragic. It's die roll magic here. Yeah, there's the Spirit Guide. And yep. My double Thoughtseize hand falls to the die roll. Alright though. On the play, I have actually a lot for this matchup. With all of the discard, I have Voidwalker, I can power out. On the draw, it's Surgical or Bust. Overmaster doesn't matter here. Every time I play against Oops all spells with a black deck on the channel, people ask why I don't bring in Plague Engineer on Illusion to kill the Narcomoebas. It's because Oops all spells plays a single Bridge from Below. So if a Narcomoeba dies mid-combo, it just gets replaced with a zombie, and it doesn't actually stop what they're doing. That's the answer to that question. Fatal Push doesn't really do anything. Yeah, it's Surgical and the discard spells or Bust here. I do like the baubles. I like everything that gives me velocity. Lightning Bolt is not that important here. I'm going to leave in the combo. Or actually, Sheoldred seems way too slow for this matchup. That's what should come out. Is Sheoldred worse than Overmaster? I'm just thinking about how long I think these games are going to take. And my 4-drop against the deck that doesn't even really draw cards versus red cantrip. That's actually pretty close. I could bring in Plague Engineers in case they have Xantid Swarms, but I don't have counterspells in my deck. I guess I might as well do that, because it's not nothing, and Sheoldred I think actually is nothing. Alright, here we go. Nightmare matchup. would like to play first. And how do we feel about Dark Ritual, Dothy, Voidwalker, Hymn to Turok? I'll keep. We're going to take turns, turn oneing each other, and then move into game 3 where I'm on the draw. Dark Ritual, Dothy, Voidwalker, Dark Ritual, Hymn to Turok. Hopefully soften up your answers here, hit something important. Got rid of Balustrade Spy and Cabal Ritual. Yeah, I can Balustrade Spy them. All right, yeah, took turns. Turn oneing. Now we're in the bad place. I could bring in Fury in case they keep a hand that goes under City Informer Pass and then tries to win on its next turn, like a medium resource hand. That doesn't happen often, but I don't think I'm going to have time to Doomsday this opponent. Mishra's Bauble can rebuy into Surgical in time where it matters. I guess Lightning Bolt hits the Spy or the Informer if that becomes a line that we get to take. All right, I'm just submitting the same deck. Okay, good. Surgical Extraction on the first try here. Let's just hope I'm some Rakdos nothing deck and they can just go for it. Or they mull to a hand that discard by going fast but doesn't beat Graveyard Hate. There's the Crypt. Summoner's Pact resolves. Getting Spirit Guide. Wall Ritual resolves. Former resolves. They have one card left in their hand. Is it Pact of Negation? That's what it has to be. If I extract the Narcomoebas, how'd we do? I have to pay for a Pact in their upkeep, so as long as they don't win right now, they lose. Oh, 2-0! Undefeated with Rakdos Spellslinger Doomsday. The run continues. Let's roll.
You come here to level up at Magic. To level up as a software engineer, check out the new YouTube series Dev Better, hosted by the founder of 7 Factor Software and Magic player, Jeremy Duvall. 7 Factor's small teams of high-performing engineers build custom mobile apps, APIs, and highly scalable systems for Fortune 500 companies and ambitious startups with great ideas. If you'd like to hire 7 Factor, or maybe join their team, contact them through their website at 7factor.io. And don't forget to subscribe to 7 Factor's YouTube for every episode of Dev Better.
I'm on the play in round 3 with the worst hand I've ever seen. Unfortunate because I have Dark Ritual Doomsday, but no land to get it started. And I'm all good. This fucking Cavern of Souls, man. Here it is. If Swamp was a red source, or if Cavern was anything, this hand is fine. I'm still going to keep. And I think I need Bauble to even have a chance in this game. I could send the Cavern to the bottom because it's not really helping, but if I draw any creature, it becomes good. Doomsday might be the worst card here. Bummer. Alright, I'm in. Opponent just said they watch my channel sometimes and enjoy the brews. Well, I got one for you today. I'm going to Bauble in their upkeep. This plays around discard, but also shows me what they're about to draw. Oh, they revealed Gigantha. I didn't even notice that. Wow. Get that where we can see it. The Great Furnace is what they just drew. And then here's Jeggy. I would love to have a mana source that can get this Hymn to Turok onto the stack. Please, deck. Oof. Alright, well, Cavern on Shaman isn't the worst. Both my humans are also Shaman, so this is just a free roll to name the funnier creature type. And this is where the low land count kind of betrays you. It's great when you're drawing nothing but spells in the mid game, but hell yeah. Okay. Let's do this thing. I get to Manamorphose and Surveil, and then I can do it again if I so choose. Badlands. I'm actually going to keep this on top. That casts Sheoldred next turn. And I'm just going to make black. Save the Manamorphose and him to Turok my opponent right now. This one I can put in the graveyard. Which also gives me Delirium. Crazy shit. It's like we did this on purpose. I don't know. We hit Red Blast and Fable. Pretty happy to see Fable go. Let's see if they cast Painter Servant this turn. But they didn't last turn, and they could have. But yeah, Painter protected with Red Blast, untap, win with Grindstone is a line here. Freya's Apprentice. Okay. I play my Bloodstained Mire, and then attack. And then it's big Sheoldred time. Wish my Cavern was on Phyrexian. Doesn't matter in the red matchup, though. Big 2. It's also fun that my Volcanic Island, my one-of Volcanic Island, is randomly in play, so my opponent probably thinks I have blue cards. Could also just lose here. If they assemble Grindstone, I'm going to concede before it happens. I just don't want them to see my deck and what I'm cooking with. They're choosing to tutor rather than make a construct. We got an Ancient Tomb and a Retrofitter Foundry. This is fun. This is taking a grindy little turn. They're casting a 4-drop. Oh, Duretti! I'm going to lose my Sholdred to Duretti? You may sack an artifact. If you do, destroy target artifact or creature. Okay. Rewarded. Yeah. See you later, Sholdred. Sacking a land to make it happen. Scary stuff. There, can leave Thopter back. Lock with Thopter. Flip it into a construct. Yeah, this is starting to turn. I thought we were doing well for a second there. I was about to say it's time to draw Doomsday. Thoughtseize is pretty good. I'm going to Manamorphose to start off the turn. Give myself some card selection here. Lightning Bolt. I actually like that a lot. Put that on top. And then I can red-black off the Manamorphose, which lets me Thoughtseize and Lightning Bolt. I want another Lightning Bolt. Yes. I think just cheesing damage is how I have to win this game. Double Pyroblast. I'll take one, I guess. And the ready can kill my Dragon's Rage Channeler next turn. Still have a land drop. I don't need to bolt now. I'll just make my land drop and move into the next phase. Attack Duretti. They can block and flip. Yep. This is 6 damage next turn. I'm going to finish off Duretti. This is the way. Now, are they going to sack Brea's Apprentice? I guess they could just make a servo. If they make a servo on their turn, I can bolt Duretti then. I don't think they would just chuck their Construct or Brea's Apprentice in the graveyard to deal with this Channeler. There it is. Now I can Lightning Bolt the Duretti. Still leaving this bolt on top. You get a servo. Brea's Apprentice can do stuff with that. You're in for 6. Then I'm in for 3, put you to 5. If you tap that Ancient Tomb again, you lose. Next turn, they can flip servo into Thopter for 1. And they saw me keep this Lightning Bolt on top of the deck. 2 or 3 different Scry triggers, Surveil triggers. 5, 6, 7. Not lethal yet. Come on, deck. 3rd Lightning Bolt. Show me the Lightning Bolt on top. And I do get multiple looks at the top of my deck here. Bobble my opponent. Bad lands on top of their deck. I'm going to attack. They're going to flip into a Thopter. And then we'll see if they want to play chicken on making a Saga token. It's insane. They definitely shouldn't. But I can give them the opportunity. We're in my end step. I can also bolt to Surveil one more time before my Bobble draws a card. Oh my god, they tapped the Ancient Tomb. Die for your arrogance. Bang. Yeah, I'm dead on board. It's just tons of power and toughness. There's no reason to go in there. That was just kind of greedy. But I'll take it. Okay, the meltdowns are coming in. I feel like I probably want Plague Engineer too. If they have Duretti and Retrofitter Foundry. Blood Moon is a good tool against Saga, or I could just try to kill my opponent and not mess around with that. Overmaster once again. Overmaster was a card I was suspicious of from the start on the deck tech, but I left it in. As it does red cantrip, draw a card for 1 red, which this deck is trying to do with some extra words attached. Shave one of the Doomsdays and do like Sholdred. One of the dark rituals. Shit, I want Fatal Push too. I already clicked submit. Yeah, I should definitely have Fatal Push in right now. So far, what is sort of bearing out is that the Doomsday part of the deck is not that good or important. I'm going to keep this hand. It's risky in my deck with 17 lands left in it, but I'm on the draw. Thoughtseize is a great start. I have tons of great stuff to do on 2 mana. I'll Spellbomb. Okay. Alright, the 3rd Manamorphose. That's Thoughtseize at the cost of enormous life totals. Thanks, Blood Crypt. Painter, a Lightning Bolt. Alright, well, we're not really doing anything over here. I just need to find that land before you do. There's the other Nile Spellbomb. Let's draw bad lands. Oof, punished. Alright, I'm not going to discard yet. They should probably pop one of these spell bombs just to draw a card, start moving this game forward. That's what I would do in this spot, knowing what I do about their hand. Lightning Bolt was a good pickup, though. At least it's a card I can cast. It'll be interesting if they Pithing Needle. Okay, they did not float mana, and this ability is now resolving. Mox Opal, sure. Another Saga. This one can actually make constructs, though. That's much worse for me. Come on, land. Come on, land. I always had it. I wasn't worried at all. Grab the Badlands, and we know they're sitting on Lightning Bolt. I'm going to lead on Dothy Voidwalker. That'll flush out the Lightning Bolt, and then I can Young Pyromancer and get value off it down the road. Miss Bloodstained Mire just went into the Void. If they don't Lightning Bolt, then I have a land drop. Yeah, easy Lightning Bolt. Bolt also goes into the Void, though, for future considerations. And now at 2 mana, my cantrips are unleashed, so I could, like, Morphose, find the land, cast Young Pyromancer, and then also hold up Bolt. Goblin Welder. Oh, glad I run Plague Engineer. I kind of forgot about all the goblins in the deck. Alright, all 4 Manamorphoses are present. Let's start spinning through them. If I find the land in my top 4 cards here, I get to Young Pyromancer and Lightning Bolt it. Alright, now oh god. Now I have to Manamorphose again into red to cast all the spells I want to cast. Or I could just Plague Engineer on Goblin and save Lightning Bolt. Though the construct... Oh, they tapped out a no, they didn't. They do have another mana. Okay. The constructs are going to arrive as just enormous creatures. I think I'm going to save my Manamorphoses and go in on Plague Engineer here. Just wipe out the Welder. And now I'm saving Young Pyromancer to do bigger things. There are 2 Meltdowns in my deck. That's what I'm looking for at this point. It would be sick to draw land, and then I can Young PZ, Morphose, digging for answers to their stuff. And I will trade this off so fast. If they attack with this 5/5, 6/6, 7/7, whatever size this is going to be, I will put my 2/2 Death Touch in front of it with the quickness. Put up a second Mox Opal. Yep, didn't attack. Probably a good call. Oh, danger. Well, folks, let's Young Pyromancer and then Meltdown for... Oh, I have to wait to Meltdown until next turn. Yeah, I'll just hold up Lightning Bolt for a turn. I want to catch all the spell bombs and everything in the Meltdown. I'm just going to pass here. Even if they get Shadow Spear, I can take some large amount of damage. I'm holding up Lightning Bolt so I don't randomly get painted out here. Just got to survive this turn, and then we're cooking. Yeah, there's Shadow Spear. There's an equip on Shadow Spear. Attacking with everybody. I'm going to Lightning Bolt their face, create a blocker. Then I'll put Plague Engineer and Elemental in front of these 2. I'll go to 6, and then you get the Meltdown blowout here. Good. Alright. Add another Goblin. This one would have survived anyway. Their 1 card in hand is Pyroblast. Okay, it's go time. Combo time. And then I gotta beat this opponent from 25 life before they figure out anything else. Manamorphose. And I am gonna go super wide here and just cash in all my Morphoses. Red-black. Manamorphose. If I find a land and get Voidwalker in before I get to Meltdown, that would be great. Because then I get the Shadow Spear. I guess I should make black on this one. Just in case I draw a land that doesn't cast Voidwalker. Black. Thoughtseize, that's not bad. And it's just a Pyroblast in their hand. I don't even actually care about that. I'm gonna Meltdown for 1. Yes. They're spellbombing me in response, but they don't have black mana to draw cards, so it's not actually good. It just clears my graveyard. It's free, you might as well do it. Do I want a Thoughtseize? Do I care about Pyroblast at all versus 2 life? And 1/1 token. I think or I can just wait a turn and put a +1 counter on Electrostatic Infantry. Okay. Moving to combat here. And I will make the trade if they take it. I don't think they will. They have nothing else going on except this Goblin Engineer. Okay, I can get some stuff going here. I think I'm just going to attack with everything. I'm still okay trading Young Pyromancer here. Just pushing damage with my tokens. They can just eat them in combat, but I'm going wide for a lot of damage right now. Oh, they didn't block at all. Living in fear. Voidwalker, shut down further graveyard nonsense, DRC, add my selection and clock. Another land, still holding on to Pyroblast. They can put Jeggy in their hand right now if they want to. But I'd happily Thoughtseize that and deploy a 5/5 if they did. Lightning Bolt. That's really good. I'm going to play my infantry and then bolt their goblin and then just go after it. Rakdos Spellslinger, who knew? The legacy deck we've all been waiting for. I'm going to put the land in my graveyard. Even though it does cast Shoulder next turn, I still would rather have spell velocity. Blammo. And they are dead on board with a Pyroblast in their hand. Goblin Welder's not going to change it. And we remain undefeated, 3-0. Look at this record. And we're doing better. Didn't even lose a game to that one. Let's roll. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. It's round 4. The positive record is locked. Was worried about 0-5ing, and now I'm worried about not trophying. How the tables have turned. This hand's a mulligan. It has no castable spells in it. Not even close. Holding the Oracle. Bad times. Send it. This one I like. I love a turn 2 Hymn to Turok. I'm in. I'm going to keep and bottom the Volcanic Island. I don't want to see that unless I need it. Oh yeah, I was about to joke that I could fetch Volcanic Island and pretend it's the mirror match, but I actually can't do that because that doesn't cast Hymn to Turok. And there's no basic mountain in the deck, so I got to play into Wasteland to get myself a DRC in. Nope, there's Wasteland. I'll block, by the way. Snap it off if it's offered. It was not. Spoiler. They milled over a Murktide Regent. Happy to see that go. And just land go here. I will play around Wasteland now that I can. Got nothing else to cast. Delverino. It's kind of awkward here. I'm already far enough behind on board that maybe I need to play a threat and try to catch up. There's one fetchable land, or no, I could start getting swamps here. Or I could just lean into Badlands. Yeah, whatever, that's fine. And I'm going to play my infantry. I think I need to get something on the board and then like Manamorphose into him and grow this thing while disrupting them. Assuming it doesn't just eat a lightning bolt instantly. Wow, what a cop. Kept their card on top. That's bad news. And they have the correct number of things in the graveyard to flip Murktide Regent. They just revealed Daze. Yeah, sure. Well, I can resolve Hymn to Turok next turn, but doesn't matter because they have huge attacks on the board. I have to Doomsday at this point, but that doesn't work either because I go to 9 off this attack, Doomsday down to dead. Yeah, there's just not an out here. Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual, Doomsday, cast Manamorphoses. I mean, yes. If I Hymn to Turok now, clear the way. If I can Dark Ritual into Doomsday and get a Manamorphose started next turn, there is a line here. Days. I'm going to pay. Are they just going to bolt me here? Yeah, that works. I thought I found a cool line. Don't even let me try it. I will simply concede the game now. It wasn't there. We're good. Don't have to freak out. But it's cool there was still a line there at all. You've seen this plan before. We are undefeated against Delver. Nothing to worry about. Lifetime undefeated. I've never lost to this deck with this deck. Unfortunately, gotta hack the Doomsday again. I would like to get a Doomsday win before this league is over, but it's not going to happen in this match, that's for sure. I chilled off of Dark Ritual a little bit last time, and did I not bring in the Furies last time? Maybe that's what I did, but I think Fury is good. I think it's a Bauble or a Thoughtseize, and I think between the two it's Bauble. Here we go. Yeah, Thoughtseize can clear the way for Sheoldred, which is how I actually win these games. The old Dark Ritual 2 red cards hand, you love to see it. Snap keeping. This hand does not care about Wasteland, which is great. I'm just set up on lands forever. I actually need to just not draw anymore, ever. Hymn to Tarok would be a great draw. I could Dark Ritual out Young Peasy plus Hymn to Tarok. Hymn to Tarok? Built. I'm just going to play the Pyromancer. They've already used a Lightning Bolt. If they want a Daze, they'll be back 2 lands from me. Got a fetch land for what? A Braid. Why is that card in the deck? I guess I showed you a creature. Oh no, that's too many, Dak. Fuck you, man. We were doing so good. I needed to not draw any more lands in my 18 land deck that started with 5 lands in it, and then I fetched one out of the deck. And then I drew 2 lands anyway. And now we're going to lose to the Ponder deck, because they have Ponder and I don't. So I'm ready to cast Fury. I'm so ready for that. I'm going to fetch a Blood Crypt now while it's free to do. Lightning Bolt. That card works. I'm just going to bolt here. Not interested in any Dragon's Rage Channeler related activities. I got Pyroblast in my deck for Murktide. And I'm going to need it, because there it is. Just a 5/5. They left Lightning Bolt in the graveyard. That can be rebought with Mystic Sanctuary and Grow the Murktide anyway. Makes sense to leave it there. Fetch another Blood Crypt. No Doomsday in my deck that can jump out of this. Oh yeah. Remember the thing I said? There it is. I'm just going to fire this off. Yeah. All right. We cleared the Murktide. Now we're back into looking at each other. Fury is the dominant force in this game at this point. Oh, Expressive Iteration, hell of a card. Feeling Delver of Secrets is the exiled card. Play. And continue fetching. I'm almost out of lands. Only a few left in the deck. That means I draw spells, right? Right. Had my Maudalamine? Right. Okay. Hymn to Taraku. Take half of that hand out, one way or another. If this gets soft countered because I didn't play my land, I'm gonna lose my mind. They're picking up EI. That's kind of the backwards Hymn to Tarok. Undoes the Hymn to Tarok. And they just set up. Oh, they re-discarded the EI. That's really interesting. This land's not doing anything in my hand. Send it. Delver flipped. They had a second EI. Okay. Wasted their Mystic Sanctuary. Got them. Still just losing to the other EI, but it's nice that Mystic Sanctuary didn't actually do anything. Yeah, good luck with that Wasteland. They put actual mana into Murktide, leaving 3 spells in the graveyard. That means they have a second Murktide. And I don't know how I can win this game anymore. Doesn't start there. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I needed my early onslaught to do something, and it just didn't. 5, 6, 7, 8. I go to 4. I would have to draw Pyroblast to kill Murktide, and then Shuldred, and then they just don't do anything with their 5 cards in hand. And they can't play a second Murktide or have a Lightning Bolt. Looks like the Trophy Dream is dead. Hell yeah. That's exactly what I needed. Okay. We were finally slain. Going 50-50 against Delver is not embarrassing, though. On to the final round. 4-1 on the line. For the absolute best Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, check out the link in the video description to coalesceapparel.shop, and be sure to use the code BoshNRoll for 10% off when you check out. I'm on the play with a land heavy one, but I have the card that pays out land heaviness. I'm going to keep this. And I have the Build Your Own Scry. This is the closest to Island Ponder that this deck gets, is Fetch Land Bauble. Therefore, I'm in. A Plain strategy. Mother of Runes. Can I beat Mother of Runes? Probably not. Bauble myself, find Thoughtseize. Yeah, I'll take that card. See what else is going on over there. And Infantry. I would love to Infantry and Thoughtseize. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to play my Infantry this turn, and the next turn I'm going to play my other Infantry and Thoughtseize and just counter up. Bang. Ready for this? Taking the turn off Thoughtseizing, I'm just betting that they're Death and Taxes and not some initiative deck with Mother of Runes. If I knew they were initiative, I would have Thoughtseized to try to strip that. But having a trample creature in play is not a bad place to be against that. Mishra's Factory. Okay, this is looking like grandfather taxes. Ancient technology. And they pass the turn. This feels like Swords to Plowshares all day to me. Now I have an interesting choice. Do I want the trample creature, or do I want Voidwalker that could take what I Thoughtseize forever? I think I'd rather have the trample creature. Is this Mother of Runes? mean, Voidwalker's straight up unblockable, but I play a lot of Voidwalkers on this channel. I don't play a lot of electrostatic infantries. Yep, there's the Swords to Plowshares. No surprise there. And what did we get? Lion Sash, and their hand is just a bunch of lands. Okay. Trample Creature and Shouldred, let's ride. Oh, they have Karakas, never mind. Yeah, there's no room for Wastelands in my deck. This Karakas is just going to check Shouldred forever. Wasteland, you got me. I cannot attack here. Oh, they drew the best spell in their deck. Never mind, we're good. Now would be the time to draw another Thoughtseize. I'm to Turok hitting Cauldron Karakas, that would be the nuts. Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize. Oh, I'll take Lightning Bolt. No, I won't. They have Mother Runes. God damn it. Life is pain. I'm going to play Phyrexian Voidwalker, and I'm going to attack. They can't kill my infantry. And if they try to get squirrely with preventing damage by giving protection, I can punch through the Mother with Bolt. They're not going to fall for that shit, though. Don't hate the Lightning Bolt. Maybe that should have just gone upstairs while I had mana open. They still have mana open. I missed a damage because this didn't get pumped on that attack. It's going to have to race Cauldron, which is not outrageous from this position, but my god, do I wish they didn't draw Stoneforge Mystic last turn. There is the Cauldron. I wonder if this Cauldron is going to be on defense mode. No, sir. Race is on Schadenport in play. It's technically legal. I'm going to bolt them in the end step. I can't hit any of their creatures anyway. Might as well push the damage. I wouldn't even be mad about drawing a land here because they would take 2, then have to Karakas. Oh, wow. 3 combat, so I get the damage. If I clear the Karakas, we have a real chance at racing. We hit Karakas and Thalia, so their hand is snow-covered plains right now. And I'm going to attack for 8, which is half of their life total, even if they block. But Rishadan is going to be online next turn, so we're not getting Karakas anyway. Yeah, they probably should have blocked and gave Pro Red at this point. Is correct. The Cauldron's already indestructible, and we're in a tight damage race. Oh, it's 1 less than half their life total. I had it backwards. My fast math is not very strong. If you've ever watched this channel before, you know that. Oh, there's your spell. Cool. Maybe stop doing that shit. Knock it off. Thalia, the card I just discarded. Well, they're all in, and they did tap Rishadan Port to make this happen. Come on, Cauldron. Bring it home for me. Fortunately, I am dead in 2 hits to the germ. I would like to see either land or lightning bolt, I think, are the cards I want to draw here. Second creature that doesn't help. Not what I wanted. Cauldron has trample. Yeah, and I can't block. Okay, yep. And there's nothing under the void that can help me here. I could cast Thalia, I guess, and then technically block. Not even good. And Mishra's Factory can attack. All right. That was a close one. Disappointing. Ripping that Stoneforge Mystic off the top was just everything, or else we were easily winning that race. Fury and Plague Engineer and Fatal Push all coming in. It's pretty easy. I'm leaving in the Doomsdays. If there was a time, it's now. Overmaster comes out. Bobble's pretty bad against Thalia decks. I like the creatures. I like the removal. I like the discard. Maybe Shouldred's bad against this deck with a bunch of Karakases. Yeah, I'm in for this configuration. Let's do it. Yeah, Shouldred's like one of the best things I'm doing if they don't have Karakas, and easily the worst thing I'm doing if they do. And their deck probably has 2 or 3 of them. On the play with the Doomsday is here. I'm going to keep this hand. I can go basic swamp, Doomsday, and Lightning Bolt of Thalia in between. I'm just going to fetch land go to start. And I can clear Mother of Runes if I need to. They have shown a lot of land destruction and land disruption in this build with their Schaden ports and everything. Either Vile, Tilt. I don't think I can fuck around with basic lands. Yeah, I'm just going to play my infantry. There's no basic mountain, and that doesn't cast Doomsday anyway. I'm just going to hope they don't wasteland me and then cast Doomsday next turn. Yep, wasteland immediately. Please cast Thalia. Stoneforge Mystic. That's probably even better. Because now I can Morphos Doomsday, and they're not going to be ready for it. I don't really care about Wasteland post-Doomsday. Just have to build a pile that beats it. Okay, I'm going to start with Fetch Land. Because I need the Manamorphoses in the graveyard because they're part of my Doomsday pile. Let's party. And if I find a better plan, I can just like bolt this Stoneforge Mystic. Another Doomsday. Manamorphose. Like finding Dark Ritual would be pretty sick. I have to go black on this one. Young Pyromancer, not what I'm looking for. Okay, let's Doomsday. And hope I can still win. We did it, Reddit. Resolved a Doomsday. We got the what in the chat. Hell yeah, what? You didn't know? Pile is Oracle, Morphos. I think I just have to put 4 Manamorphoses in the stack and hope they don't have Thalia. I could put Fury in the stack. That doesn't actually get me where I need to go. All right. This is the pile we signed up for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm also attacking for damage while all this other shit's going on. If they wasteland me down to 1 land and then also have Thalia, it's going to be really hard to win this game. But if they only do one of those 2 things, still playing. Guess with the Aether Vial, Thalia is a problem anyway because they could get the pressure on with Cauldron and put Thalia in for free. Yeah, I'm just dead to Thalia. Maybe I could have built a pile that was like, oh no, is this Sanctum Prelate on 2? Cyclave Apparition, okay. If I built a pile that was just like lands, Fury, and then like 1 Manamorphose at the bottom for the Oracle, that's a thing I could do. Yes. Okay. Is it my turn? Oh god, we're getting a turn. We're doing it, team. Maybe. Manamorphose. Red-black. Manamorphose. Red-black. Manamorphose. Red-black. And Manamorphose for blue-blue. We did it. Oh my god. It's happened. We got a Doomsday win. Taste it, Death and Taxes. Nice Skyclave Apparition. You're dead. Okay, now they know about that. Does that make it worse, or is it still just a good plan to have access to? My deck's chock full of removal, and Doomsday is just such a weapon against them. Yeah, I think this is just the 60 that I want to present. 1 Meltdown is an option, in case I need to clean up Aether Vials. But it's not even a good answer, and I can't really cantrip for it in this deck the way I would in a Ponder Brainstorm deck. I'm just going in with the same pile. Okay. Turn 1 Dark Ritual Doomsday. Caverns in my hand. Yep. Unfortunately, 2 Manamorphoses are in my hand, which actually fuck up my combo because I need to put them in the pile if I'm going to win next turn. I also need a red source for this to work. Get the Manamorphoses going. The Cavern of Soul is not helpful. I don't really want to expose myself to Wasteland. But we're in this. I'm doing it. What I came here for. I could build the slow pile. Yeah, I think I have to just build a slow pile here. Use Lightning Bolt to stay alive. Doomsday it is. Okay, how do I do this? The Oracle has to be in the pile. I think I want the 2 Manamorphoses that I don't already have. Morphos. I could go Fetch Land on top with Badlands under it. And that gets me through my deck with the 2 Manamorphoses in hand. Yeah, Fetch Land lands. Yeah, this is a turn 2. And I can navigate Thalia by just taking a turn off, bolting it, untapping, and winning. Yep, I'm in. Oracle on the bottom. Morphos, the Badlands, the Bloodstained Mire. Alright, send it. I'm just dead to a well-timed Wasteland, though. Like, literally ice fucking cold. Alright, I've lost the turn 2, but I do have the Bolt that can clear Thalia. They have a second one, I'm in bad shape. I'm just gonna pass. Just don't have Wasteland. How about that? Arrakis is not Wasteland. Oh shit. Arrakis bounces Thalia, then they can Violet back in. God damn it. Hard mode. Firing up Mishra's Factory. That's where you need to be with your life. I am taking a lot of damage here. I can't beat Wasteland anyway, and I can't clear this Thalia. Maybe I should just bolt the Mishra's Factory. Yeah, I need to absorb some damage here. And does this work now? The first Manamorphose costs 3 and makes 2. This does not work. Not in a way I need it to. Okay, there's Manamorphose. I can Morphose out Dothy Voidwalker. Cavern on Wizard. Wait, do I lose if I cast Manamorphose? I think I do. Because I go down to 1 card in hand, and then I have to Manamorphose to cast the... Yeah, okay. I actually can't cast Manamorphose now. I have to wait till next turn. And just hope I'm not dead and don't get Wastelanded. If they do Wasteland, I hope they go after Cavern. Oh, this is a mess. Thalia plus Caracas. And Violent, too. Fingers crossed, no Wasteland. Oh, Rashadan Port. That is just as bad. Please cast a spell and tap out of Rashadan Port. Yeah, this isn't going to work. I need it. If I had fetched... No, that doesn't matter. I needed one less piece of disruption here. If they don't have Vial on 2, I'm fine. If they don't have Caracas, I'm fine. If they don't have Rashadan Port, I'm fine. If they don't have Thalia, I'm fine. They needed every single one of these pieces when they had them. Please tap out of Rashadan Port. Jesus Christ. I'm begging you. Yeah, if they just pass the turn, I can't win. Yeah, they tapped the wrong land, but it just doesn't matter. Oh, and they vialed in something. Wisp? Okay. Alright. Yeah, I'm dead. GG. Yeah, there's probably a pile that wins there. It was the Caracas that did me. Fetching the basic to start. Maybe I'm just supposed to make a pile with 3 lands in it and 1 Manamorphose instead of 2 and 2. There was a win there if I had perfect foresight, but obviously I'm not an omniscient being. I made a pile that turn 2s if they don't have Thalia, and then turn 3s even if they do, but they had multiple layers of protection for their Thalia. Okay. I'm not going to lose sleep over that one. This deck, pretty cool, actually. The thing that I identified in the deck tech of it does not really interact or cantrip in the way that you want a legacy deck to. It's not really fast enough to just ignore interaction, and it's not really interactive enough to play a scrappy game against the decks that are really built to do that. We did split the difference against Delver going 1-1, which I feel extremely fortunate to have found that result. A well-constructed sideboard goes a long way against a established metagame. We did get a Doomsday win, and we threatened a second Doomsday win against a deck that we were never beating with creatures. Death and Taxes is favored against Delver in the creature game. Delver has to push damage early and then just become a burn deck because they're so good at stuffing creatures, and this deck without the cantrips to really help it find the tools it needs definitely is not winning a creature game. But a gigantic trample creature backed by burn and going wide with Young Pyromancer, undeniable. Like that does win games. Dothy Voidwalker, excellent legacy playable card, just on rate. We have Dark Ritual Thoughtseize Hymn to Turok. That's long established as something worth doing in this format. And Shoulder the Apocalypse is the thick carapace smother that pops out decks like this and can just win games on her own. Overmaster never did anything, and frankly, I don't think it ever will. I wonder if there's a better 1-mana red cantrip we can play, like target creature gains haste, draw a card, or something. Expedite, is that what that card is called? I think that's what that does. If we find ourselves with one of those hands full of Manamorphoses that just need a threat to pay out, something like Expedite can let us draw Electrostatic Infantry and then suddenly attack for 5 and keep our hand full, rather than having to play it, build it, and then give them a whole turn to interact. Because even if you shove through Doomsday with Overmaster, you still got to resolve a Manamorphose to win the game. Like, their counterspell is going to get you eventually. Yeah, I think we can do better with this slot. I also wonder if the 3-2 split on Young Pyromancer and Electrostatic Infantry is right, or if we just want to go full infantry status. We could probably go faster even. Though at some point you just have to give up on Doomsday. If you start going into full Rakdos speed, if you have like Monastery, Swift Spear, and Lava Dart, if you start going in that direction, there's a deck there, but that deck's never casting Doomsday. If you want to keep the combo aggro split, then probably pretty close. I think the Cavern is probably too bad. It cost me at least 1 mulligan today because it just didn't cast any spells. If you ever have to deploy it on Human, Shaman, or Phyrexian, then it's not really doing the job. I mean, if you name Phyrexian, you're in a good shape, but then you can barely cast Thassa's Oracle. The deck is a little disjointed, and I think we know that. Like, very obviously, this is neither a Doomsday deck nor a Rakdos aggro deck. It's trying to do both. I also wonder if Mishra's Bauble should be just more expedites or something else. Costing 0 and being good with Dragon's Rage Channeler is worth something, but it doesn't work with Electrostatic Infantry or Young Pyromancer. I can feel my brain starting to fork into like 6 different directions with the full Rakdos aggro deck, the full Rakdos Doomsday deck, and then various modes in between. And rather than sit here and puzzle through these all live on camera and spend another hour doing that, I am going to leave this where it is. Overmaster should be expedite or just some other red cantrip, because there's plenty of red cantrips that actually do something you care about, and you just don't care if your spells are counterable in this deck. And other than that, I was impressed by how this performed. Both sides were great. You're a creature deck when you need to be, and you're a combo deck when you need that. I think the sideboard is actually pretty well constructed. Maybe the second Blood Moon, but I don't know what you'd cut for it because every card is doing a lot of work here. Maybe 0 Blood Moon, play Price of Progress, but we have a lot of non-basic lands. Okay, never mind. I'm rambling again. Asnat, thank you for sharing this. This was a lot of fun. We had a great front half of the league. Shame I couldn't convert the trophy. That would have been a great one to put into the deck dump, but it's all on camera anyway. I wonder if more people will watch this video than will comb the deck dump anyway. I've never thought of that before, but it's possible. Do we think more than 10, 15,000 people look at the deck dumps every week? Unanswerable questions. Okay, now I'm definitely rambling. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the Patreon and all the other links in the video description that help the channel. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you next time.